With regard to gender, the relationship between sport and wider social and cultural patterns can be explored in the following 4 ways. Firstly, through gendered patterns of participation in Australia. Secondly, the gender order in Australia. Research suggests that female sport is ideologically problematic for the dominant gender order. Sporting displays help confirm the existing gender order of R.W. Connell's theory of hegemonic masculinity. Thirdly, the sporting ideology and gender in Australia. Australia, like many other countries, has powerful gender myths that are reinforced by sport. And finally, the relationship between sport and sexual violence in Australia. Allegations of rape and sexual assault against sportsmen and sports teams are common. It is often pointed to the jock culture that is associated with masculinity and misogyny.
It must also be considered that there's a shift towards personalities disruptive to gender roles emerging within sports. Literature on footballer David Beckham is one illustration of this shift. Ellis Cashmore offers a perspective on this shift, claiming that Beckham has benefited from a great marketing campaign, emerging as an androgynous celebrity, particularly on the internet, and emerging under a new masculinity. However, despite these shifts in sporting masculinities, Rahman is careful to conclude that Beckham, with his interests in fashion, hairstyling, family matters, Beckham still does not destabilise hegemonic masculinity, but rather pushes a concept into new areas of discussion.
Of all the television coverage of Australian sport, only 9% is dedicated to women, highlighting both these significant inequalities and also the dominant focus we possess as society on sports that are currently and have traditionally been undertaken by men. Research shows female athletes are on average paid less than male athletes. This factor creates a discouraging atmosphere for young female athletes and increases the challenges and opportunities to make sport into a career. One of the most shocking examples of this inequality, however, was in 2012, when the Australian women's Olympic basketball team flew to the London Olympics in economy class, while the men's team flew business class.
Being a man and being good at sports is no contradiction, but women face homosexual comments if they are not good at sport. Even in lawn bowl clubs, where retirement was meant to be a time for the exploitation of women ended, this is not the case. They can never retire from unpaid work. Work duties concerning the upkeep still belonged to the women, the men had control over the club assets, women were discouraged not to attend club meetings, and the ideal woman had been married for a long time and had very conservative views.
There is no denying that there are clear patterns of distinction when it comes to male and female involvement in Australian sports.